Hello Seaside artists, and welcome back to your virtual art room. Last week you were able to practice using watercolor to blend tertiary colors. This week we will be using watercolor and practicing using different types of brushstroke. Ideally you should have a 1-inch flat brush, which is our standard watercolor brush, but you are more than welcome to use whatever brush you have on hand. If you are up for a challenge, you can use a smaller brush, which will allow you to add a little bit more detail and as well as smaller lines. So your objective today is to fill a watercolor page from top to bottom with a series of creative lines, marks, and brush strokes using wet on dry watercolor. Remember, that means that you are not wetting your paper with water first. If you would like to add blends into your lines, you are more than welcome to go for it. You get to be as creative as you like with your lines, maybe even try adding some different line work from form drawing. Let's take a look at some examples of brushstrokes using your flat brush. First, a flat wash is made by painting using the entire flat side of the brush. This is typically what you are doing when you paint with watercolor at school. A flat wash is used to create a smooth, even layer of color. You can turn the flat brush on its side to create a slightly thinner line, or use a combination of hard, light pressure to make a wobbly line. Brush ruling is a way of creating a thin, straight line on your page. With a flat brush, you'll want to use just the toe of the brush, the very top of the bristles, and with gentle pressure, slowly pull your brush across the page. This takes a lot of practice and a steady hand to make nice, smooth lines. Stippling is using dots to create a thicker line or form. This can be really fun and is a great way to blend while also creating texture with watercolor. Use just the corner tip of your flat brush to make your little dots. Brush stamping is another way to use your brush to create short, thin lines. Use just the toe of the brush again and lightly touch it to the paper without pressure or pulling. That's a fun way to make zigzag lines. Take some time to experiment with your brush before beginning your work. Try not to let your lines touch, but you also don't want them to be too far apart that it leaves too much space. If you can, tape down the edges of your paper to your work surface to create a nice even border when you're all done. Once you are finished your work, please take a picture and post it on our online gallery. I can't wait to see all of your watercolor brushstrokes. Bye!